Tomahawk's a tool which you would use for both hammering and chopping. For the field, there's about 1 million different uses for a tomahawk. It's been largely forgotten about it. The major difference between an axe and a tomahawk is weight. And again, a tomahawk is the lightest version of axe. The weight issue becomes very, 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 very serious as the more you go on. So this one here fills requirements. It's very inexpensive. This is not a fighting weapon. It can be used as a fighting weapon, but it's primarily a tool. So that's very important to remember. To go with that, you can come up with a Calder Ridge keyring solution that you can use to hold your tomahawk, something you can attach to your webbing or belt once you're in the field. Now, near the top of the bag, you want to make sure you keep a hat, an actual black ball cap, not a boonie hat. This is for disguise purposes. Behold how different I look now that I have this ball cap on. Barely recognizable. In fact, if you take a wig and cut it, you can glue hair on the inside of each side of the ball cap. And when you put it on, you can put on a dopey expression, perhaps lose your glasses, and you look like your standard hippie. They like it when you look all doe-eyed, you know, so this is how you get optically scanned. And there's never a problem. You know, that's how you just kind of drift through airport security. No one will notice the bag. Just look really docile. You'll be fine, especially with a ball cap on. A little quirky slogan on it, something like that, you know. Now into the coat, loose and in layers again. So there's two parts of the coat. If you're just cold, I recommend getting a fleece. Polar fleece is amazing. Everybody makes a polar fleece. Make sure it's got long sleeves. Have it zip up in the front so you can just throw it on, okay? If I was starting to get cold, oh, ooh, I'm cold. Look at me. Oh, prissy. Now I'm a little bit warmer now. But oh, wait, oh, it's windy or it starts to rain and I'm worried about wrecking my hair. You can put on your rain jacket. Now this particular rain jacket, I believe, is a Marine Corps night operations coat. I could be wrong on that one there. It's a great jacket, but when used in conjunction with the fleece, you can use it on its own if you just need to have something to get at. But when you use it with the fleece, it actually produces a pretty comprehensive jacket system. When you use the entire package together, a little bit extra hair, looking docile, no problem. Walking through the airport, undistinguishable from any other person. You'd be able to fly anywhere in the Middle East like that, no problem. Now that you have everything as compressed as you can possibly go, you take all your things that are in bags and compressed and put them in bags and compress them. You take your laundry bag, lay it out. This laundry bag is very, very strong, but the advantage of a laundry bag, it doesn't matter if it gets wet. It's designed to have things in it so it gets wet. So this forms a barrier as you pack your bag, but you'll see what I mean in a moment. You take your garbage bag. You place your garbage bag inside the laundry bag. Garbage bags on their own have very, very little strength, but if you reinforce them with the nylon from the laundry bag, it gets very, very, very strong very quickly. Now this is going to become the sack that all of your gear fits into before you actually place it inside the bag. What we do is, you take all of your gear, you know the size of your bag that you're packing. You can kind of measure it up, see how things are going to fit in there, and then you have to imagine how things are going to sit inside the bag. This is a rather lengthy process. You have to puzzle it all together so that when you pack the bag, everything has even weight. It's not going to be shifting around on you, because you could be running for quite some time. So every bag packs differently, but it's important that you scale it. You make sure that you got this here when you have it all laid out the way you want. This isn't perhaps the way I'd lay it out, but this is an example. Lay it all out like this, compress it all down, and you know that it's got to fit in with certain parameters of your backpack. Then you slide this bag over the whole top of it like a snake and stuff everything on the inside. So what you wind up is a full bag, and then that goes inside your bag, inside the actual AWOL bag itself. Now when you have a lot of gear that you're putting in a bag and you're not too sure if you're going to be able to force the whole thing in there, keep your bag at the ready. When you make that logical and very clever decision, you're not going to be able to stuff everything in the bag and then inside the other bag. Take your garbage bag, grab the end of it here, stuff it in the bottom of your bag, the AWOL bag. Make sure your laundry bag doesn't flow over the top, or it doesn't get pushed down the side rather, and you get your garbage bag here as such. Now at this point here, you've got to somehow figure out a way to weasel everything into this bag, because it's going to be sitting like that for quite some time. You want to keep your laptop readily accessible. You want to make sure, because you're going to be keeping in your backup discs if you keep them inside a laptop. If not, you can always slide it in or slide it out of the top of the bag. I can't pack this bag without having a laptop near the base, so it's a good idea to just throw the disc in the top with the small part section. But you'll be seeing that near the end here. Never be weak with the bag. The bag wishes to master you. You must master the bag. Okay. Now you must never ever have a bladed implement inside of the bag, because when you're compressing the bag, the blade will cut your very essential and life-saving gear. So when you have a bladed implement that you want to keep separate and packed ready to go, you always put it on the outside of the bag and either use another pouch or whatever to tie it down tight. What I do with this one is I bracket it in, use the extra strapping, and use the strapping that comes with it to secure it to the bag so that it will not roll around. It won't hit you while you're basically cut up your gear while you're running around. You'll notice here that I have the blade pointing towards the back and not towards my shoulders when I throw it on, but ideally you want to build yourself some kind of a custom guard here, so you want to cover that up so while you're in transport you're not going to cut up your gear. I always keep my tools on the outside because that'll be the first thing you need to access when setting up your site. You want to nail down some pegs, whatever. You want to make sure you keep your tomahawk readily accessible. Make sure you keep all of your small items near the top of the bag, because that's, you know, things like a radio, whatever. You don't have to pull your whole bag apart. Try to prioritize last thing you need to the first thing you need. Last thing you need to the first thing you need. That's always the way you pack any bag, be it your work bag, an AWOL bag, what have you. Now, in this particular circumstance, an AWOL bag is going to be in storage for a long time. It's important to remember you're not carrying an AWOL bag around with you. Your AWOL bag is at a specific location. Should things go wrong, you must always be able to get to that location